Hello, everybody. I wanted to talk to you guys about something called the progression principle, also known as the longevity principle. This is a very essential aspect and element of dating. It's probably one of the most pivotal aspects of dating, specifically when it comes to a relationship or long-term relationship and marriage. So, without further ado, I want to get right into it. Sometimes we date people, and we say to ourselves, that they're the one because I love them, because they have a good job, um, because of this reason, that reason, whatever the case may be. You say that's wifey, or that's hubby, whatever the case may be. But a lot of times we don't ask the essential question: are they my husband or wife, or are they, or even more importantly, are they a husband or a wife? Um, Going further into that, so when you think about it, you have to really make the decision as to whether or not somebody has longevity, whether they have longevity at their job, whether they have longevity in their life, whatever the case may be. A lot of times we don't need to do that much analysis in order to figure this out. We can just take one initial look at them and we can decide whether or not they are a person of longevity. You know, it's kind of like an intuition that I believe that most of us have. If you just take a look at them, think about saying a year from now. Think about 5 years from now. Can you picture this person being married to you? Can you picture this person having the stability in their mindset to be a husband or be a wife to you? Just take a gander and think about that. Now, you may wonder what's a good rule of thumb to see that. One of the best rules of thumbs to figure that out is to find out whether or not they have confidence in themselves and have confidence in the relationship. It's one of the quickest ways to find out. Are they always telling you that, or intimating that you're out of their league? Are they always telling you that they worry about the relationship? Are they insecure about things? A lot of times, we can end up, smiling down at our toes, thinking that we are somehow doing good when we have somebody that is insecure about us, because we feel like that's our narcissistic tendency that most people can have. But if a person is insecure about you, such as the relationship, don't fall for it. At that point, there's a very, very high likelihood that you should leave at that point, because that ain't going nowhere. And eventually, you are going to be the one that's going to be left. Because ultimately, what they're doing, they may know it or they may not. But ultimately what they're doing is that they are sabotaging the relationship, knowingly or unknowingly. They're sabotaging the relationship. So ultimately, eventually, you are going to get that text. They're going to make up something very, very, very weird as the reason as to why they're going to break up with you. But ultimately, all that insecurity, all of that sabotagery, I think that's the word for it, is going to come to a head. And there's a bit, very, 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 tongue twisted, a very, very high likelihood they're going to leave you. Why? Because they don't want to be with you. They're afraid of the relationship. They, even when it comes to cheating, they're going to want to go for something that is more their speed. they're insecure about you, so they want to go to somebody else that makes them feel better about themselves. So, that being said, that's what I mean by longevity. Think about if this person has longevity. Think about, can you see yourself with this person? Because I will say that it's a turnoff whenever somebody isn't confident about the relationship and the two of you. It's very, very, it's a really, really, really big turnoff. You know, as a man, I want the woman that I'm with to be confident about us, not constantly having fears or worries. Now that goes for me. I mean, I'm an alpha male, so of course I feel that way. But ultimately, you have to understand that if they don't have longevity and they try to sabotage a relationship early, you gotta look for those cues and understand that you will be broken up, most likely. So, that is the longevity principle or progression principle, whichever one you want to call it. I'm going to be doing a series also on the concept of not just knowing the right questions, but being able to master the art of understanding the answer. So anyway, good to see you guys, and make sure that if you're on my YouTube, that you like and subscribe. If you are on my Instagram, if you would just comment, like, follow, whatever the case may be. That's it. Love and peace.